Opposite of a Shogun here with some breaking and downright concerning news. Obviously, over the past couple of days, we have been talking about the situation unfolding over in the Middle East with Israel. And I have been seeing tons of people online saying that they hope America does not get involved in this situation. I've seen people all over social media, even in my comment section, saying that the U.S. does not need to get involved in this war. And you know what? I agree. But the reality is, and I made this point in a prior video, the reality is that the U.S. is already involved. Sure, a new war may have been declared yesterday, but this conflict has been going on for years, well before I was born, and more than likely it will be going on for years after we're all gone, if we're not all wiped out because of this conflict, because this very well may be the straw that broke the camel's back. And make no mistake about it, we are going to fund this war just like we're funding the war in Ukraine. The Biden administration is putting together a little care aid package right now. But what's even more concerning is that as we speak, U.S. military warships are en route to Israel. So just in case you didn't think America was involved, even though they were, now there's no denying that America is getting involved. But much like with other situations, they're not being fully transparent about what's going on here. They're claiming that they're sending these aircraft carriers and warships to Israel just to show support. Nothing to worry about, people. We know all hell broke loose and a new war was declared yesterday and bombs are dropping all over the place. But we're sending these battleships just to show support. We're not getting involved. It's just like with the emergency drill that we had the other day. That was very obviously a nuclear missile drill. But they wanted all of us to think it's just a test. Never mind the fact that Russia is having nuclear drills on the same day. Never mind the fact that a new war in the Middle East broke out the day after. It's just a drill, everyone. And the same thing with this situation. And this is where my frustration lies. Because so many people just automatically buy the narrative that these authority figures spew out. And they don't even tap into their own common sense. A war just broke out in Israel, and we're sending warships to Israel. What do you think is going to happen? Yet they're saying, oh, this is just a show of support. Imagine you were on the street and you got into an altercation with someone, and they said they wanted to kill you. And then some stranger walks up and hands the guy a gun. What do you think that gun is going to be used for? You know what I mean? Same situation here. You're not sending all of these warships to Israel just to show support. You're sending them there because you full on intend on possibly, you are planning for the possibility to just get all the way involved in this conflict. The Middle East is unpredictable. But my prediction is if things continue at this rate and they show no signs of slowing down right now, I give it 2 weeks tops before the U.S. military is carrying out airstrikes against targets that are targeting Israel. And in many ways, you could probably make the argument that we're already doing that in various other parts of the Middle East. But I mean directly involved, military involved, possibly even boots on the ground. I give it 2 weeks at this rate. And like I said, things are not slowing down. There are current reports that Israel fighter jets are flying over Lebanon. So this is not just a conflict between Israel and a small little terrorist group. This is really about to branch out to a conflict between Israel and basically every other country surrounding them, because they all hate Israel. But I want you all to understand how significant this force is that they are sending to Israel as we speak. The U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, as well as the USS Normandy, as well as the USS Ramage, as well as the USS McFall, and the USS Thomas Hutner, all part of the Carrier Strike Group 12, and other ships as well. They're all headed straight to Israel as we speak. And the random militant groups, terrorist groups, and it's hard to actually name who Israel is fighting against, because it's basically just any and everyone you can think of in the Middle East. Think of every terrorist organization you've ever heard. They're all against Israel. But Hamas, the ones that claimed responsibilities for yesterday's invasion of Israel, they've responded to the U.S. sending over these aircraft carriers, and they say the movement of the American aircraft carrier does not scare us, and the American administration must realize the consequences of this step. So obviously, when it comes to groups like Hamas, we're not worried about them destroying our military. I'm not worried about them taking out our aircraft carriers. I am worried about them doing cowardly acts of terror on U.S. citizens. When you watched the invasion of Israel yesterday and you see those fighters paragliding and running across the border, smashing through fences, I want you to understand that those same people from these same little terrorist groups, they're pouring across our southern border every day. They want you to believe, oh, it's just a bunch of innocent families from Mexico that are coming to America for a better life. But if you really watch the footage and you see what's going on, I hardly see anyone that looks like Mexican families anymore. I hardly even see women and children anymore. It's straight up military-aged dudes from Africa and the Middle East and Asia. They're pouring across our border at an alarming rate. For what? Now, I have nothing against immigrants. My grandfather came to America from Germany after World War II, but he did it the legal way. And afterwards, he became a very productive member of society. He joined the U.S. military. Once he retired from the military, he started working for the railroad. A lot of these people pouring over the border, they're not productive members of our society. If anything, they're the exact opposite. My grandfather didn't rely on government handouts to survive. He came here with nothing, was given nothing, and made something from it. A lot of these people pouring over our border, they're here to suck up everything we have. Our taxpayer dollars are paying for these people to live and survive. Meanwhile, I'm sure we have sleeper cells in this country right now waiting for things to pop off like what's popping off over there in Israel. And when you see Hamas threatening America, you want to send the aircraft carrier? We got something for you. What do you think they mean? I would not be surprised if we see something random or something crazy happen over the next coming days, the next coming weeks, even on American soil. I don't think we'll see anything as major as a 9/11, but there's a possibility that there will be some type of retaliation. And maybe that's what we want. So we have even more of an excuse to level these people to the ground and take over. But as of right now, this is looking really bad. In fact, I told you all last night, I told y'all, today ish is going to hit the fan. All hell is going to break loose. It's gotten worse than I expected. I'm not really surprised by the fact that we're sending these warships to Israel, but the fact that it's already happening today, it lets me know how serious this situation is. And it lets me know how can I put it? It lets me know how ready and willing America is to go ahead and hop into this conflict full steam ahead. And it's just, there's nothing, good I can say about this situation. I don't like being a fearmonger. I don't want to scare anyone, but I also want to be honest. And to be honest, this is scary. This is a situation that's far more complex, and it's more unpredictable than what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. But it's also alarming that our Pentagon was just sending, letters to Congress a couple of weeks ago that we're running out of money to fund Ukraine. But now we're taking on a whole nother front, and we're going to be funding this war as well. And who knows what's going to break out next. I feel like we're watching dominoes slowly fall until the last one falls, and who knows what happens after that. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.